Aha. It should be streaming to mine now. There's all kinds of other buttons you need to hit. Okay. Anyway, now that we've done that, happy birthday to Meg. Thank you for coming in and joining us this early. We rarely see you this early in the morning. So I don't have any birthday cake or birthday music, but I do have this. So let's do this.
Wake up.
Good morning.
Damn. And hot. Today's gonna be good. Gonna find my way. Sun's up.
Morning,
Clouds away. Today's gonna be good. No matter what they say.
In fact, it is in fact a great day today. Good morning to everybody. Happy birthday, Meg. Cheers to you. Best sip of the day. Happy birthday to Meg. Sean's drinking his Fanta.
And believe it or not, this is actually fresh coffee.
Right
What?
on, Kenny.
I
A
made
fresh week and a fresh pot of coffee.
I made
There
a
we
fresh
go.
pot of coffee this morning.
Goodness me.
All
I
right,
got,
so
up, I got up about 4 o'clock and started that way making it. So
Mate,
Right
if
on.
I would have made coffee at 7 o'clock this morning, it would be stone cold now.
I am now actually streaming on my channel as well. So if you guys wouldn't mind just jumping over to there real quick, give it a like, and then you can jump back over to Kenny or to Sean's. I
I'm
would-
actually not streaming.
Yeah, Sean isn't streaming. He's tagging along.
Yeah, I'm just being a tagger alongerer.
A taggle along, long guy. All right. Good morning and happy birthday to Meg again, and good morning to all of you. Best sip of the day, like we said. Let's go right over and say good morning to Sharon. Good morning, Sharon and Jackson. It's good to see you.
G'day,
And
Sharon.
Sharon, we didn't get any rain last night, so she sent me a text early this morning or late last night. We haven't had any rain in the last couple days. So, Daniel Jose is here. Good morning, Daniel. Thank you for coming.
Hey, Daniel.
I can't talk this morning. Sean is here from the Down Under Cruisers.
Who?
Scott is here from where is he from? He's a controversial kind of a guy. I don't know.
Very controversial.
He's
Yes.
Captain Controversy. A good friend Scott
Extremely
is here.
controversial. What can I say?
Exactly. Traveling with Mike Raid. Awesome. Well, thank you. Didn't realize
Mhm.
Mike got alive last night. Or
I made it. You know when he finished his live?
no.
It's still going.
Oh, is he like on the road or
No, he's popped up somewhere, but he's like, "G'day, Marjorie."
good
But
morning?
you know what Mike is like. He doesn't want to break any records this week.
No.
But-
my oh, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt, Jimmy.
All right, go ahead.
It has been 4 years since the Mike 24-hour, 338-day live stream.
Has it been that long? 4 years since that one?
That long.
My Lord. I think it's time for a new one.
Yep.
I think it's time. Maybe a 39-day uninterrupted live stream. Anyway, my mom is here. Good morning, Mom. I did talk to my mother yesterday. They've had some problems at her house. Their AC unit died. They were able to get MacGyver to come over, and MacGyver put a piece of chewed up chiclet gum on it and some tinfoil, and it's working for now. But she's been waiting for the repairman to come and actually fix the thing.
Yeah,
The
but
other
your mum's
thing-
got a couple of problems anyway, Jimmy.
Say that again.
Your mum's got a couple of problems still anyway, and they all
Yeah.
relate to you.
Well, I was going to say, I tried to talk to my mother about my newly purchased two-wheeled vehicle, and she didn't want to talk about it.
Of course she doesn't want to talk about it. She's worried about her baby boy.
Yeah, well, that's what moms do, I guess. But Mom, I love you, and hopefully you get your AC working. You can go to the pool today. So, Joe Hupp is here. Good morning, Joe. Good to see you.
Hey,
Let
how
me
cold is it in Dubbo today?
Yeah, what's the temperature in Dubbo, Joe? We did say good morning and happy birthday to Meg.
Yep.
Hopefully some people found the stream this morning. Jen.Cohen is here. Good morning, Jen.
G'day,
Good to
Jen.
see
How you going?
Thank you for coming in. I did communicate with Jen over the weekend.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
How is she?
she is fantastic. She's excited because she's going to Comic-Con and she's going to meet Ryan Reynolds and Wolverine. What's his name? Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. Oh my goodness me! What
Yeah,
a lucky lady.
He's an Aussie, isn't he? Hugh Jackman.
Yep, he is.
That's awesome, Jen. Peace Journey is here. Good morning, Peace Journey. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, Michelle.
And speaking of doing a 36-hour, what was it? 36-hour.
365 trillion days.
Mike is here. Good morning, Mike. Mike.
Yeah, he said he ended when you started, Jimmy.
Oh, right on, buddy. Well, thank you for the raid coming over from from Mike's live. Let's see. Nick P is here. We're gonna zip through these real quick. So
G'day, Nick.
Today's business. We said hi to look who is here. There I am. Denise.
Hello,
is
Denise.
here.
Hello, Denise.
Hello.
Hello, Denise.
Hello, Denise. Good morning, Denise. Good to see you. Denise is working. Thank you for joining us. Makes us thanks everyone. I can't button my shirt still. 21 years later.
Meg, I thought you were 21. Don't tell everybody your real age. Seriously.
Yeah, she's 22.
Correct.
Jonesy is here from the island life of Tasmania. Good morning.
Mate, you should have been on Mike's channel because we watched Jonesy showing us a wallaby in his backyard eating a carrot.
That's awesome. I've actually witnessed the wallabies in his backyard before, but it's fascinating. Pretty cool. We don't have that in the States. We get squirrels, an occasional rabbit now and then.
Squirrels?
Yeah. Look, there's a squirrel.
Where?
No wallabies.
Where?
No wallabies here. The closest thing I think is a squirrel. Good morning, Cruz Bolero is here. Good morning.
Hey,
to you.
g'day,
Thank
Cruz
you for coming
Bolero.
in.
How you going?
Let's see, who else have we missed? I just want to zip through these. Nick says, I wish Denise, it's got to wait until April. Both me and the woman I'm going to see you have burned all our vacation time this year. Anything worth having is worth waiting for. We missed something.
Ooh,
He's got a girl.
he does.
He's got a girl from Canada.
Actually, no, she's German.
Is she German? Oh, I thought she was from Canada.
He met her in Canada.
That's what it was. I knew there was a Canadian connection in there somehow.
And she was in New Zealand when he was in Oz.
Crazy. Sean, you can do it, and I'll show up for support.
Oh, the 365 trillion days.
Man,
Yeah,
it is hot as Hades in Florida. Bless them. Yeah, my mother said it was 101.
What is...
And they barely have AC.
I've never been to Hades, so I wouldn't know how hot it is there.
Well, they say it's hot in Hades.
Okay.
Megan,
that
thank
just
you so
down by
much.
Hades?
Thank you so much, Megan. I appreciate you. And it's your birthday. I should be doing something for you.
Correct.
All right, let's see. Daily Dose of the Bible is here. Good morning.
Who's that?
For some reason, these things won't pop up very well. Let's see. All right, so we're down to the bottom. I did not miss anyone. And if I did miss anybody, I apologize. Good morning to you. I just want to make sure that I get everybody covered. All right, so
Denise has given me an answer.
she is.
She has. She said,
Hades.
Hades is Mississippi in August. More humid than you'd expect.
Right. we finally had the humidity break here in the Northeast. It broke about sometime last Thursday night, and Colleen actually came home to some decent weather. Speaking of the two-wheeled motor vehicle, Colleen actually rode on the back of it yesterday with me. I took her for her first ride, so
Did she
it was
enjoy
nice.
that ride?
Go ahead, Kenny.
Did she enjoy that ride?
She really did. Throughout we didn't take too long of a ride, maybe about an hour, and we stayed on some of the local back roads here that we know. And I kept asking her, "Are you having fun? You having fun?" And she said, "Absolutely." So she did enjoy it.
My question is how tight was the grab?
Actually, Colleen's it wasn't no Colleen. She's very calm on the back of the bike. She gave me a good hug, but there's a strap there that she can hang on to. And no, she was actually a very good passenger. She leaned into all the corners and I could barely feel her back there. So that's the kind of passenger you want on the back of the bike. So that's what we did. We did yesterday since she's been home. So, all right, let's do this. Good morning to Aaron Smith. I just want to recognize Aaron for coming in and Susanna.
Good
for
morning,
coming in.
Aaron.
Good morning.
G'day,
to
Aaron.
you.
Susanna. G'day. How you going?
And Jonesy is over here from the Radio Jonesy side of Facebook. So good morning to you. All right, today is it's Monday, July 22, and the weather for the greater New England area, the southern New Hampshire, it's currently 60 degrees today. Today is going to be a high of 85. It'll be partly cloudy with sunny conditions increasing between 7 and 9 a.m. this morning. Mostly cloudy conditions expected until 11. Today's temperature will range from 59 to 85 degrees. The high temperature today will be 85. All right, Kenny, how about you?
It is. Hang on a second. It is currently 67 degrees. Feels like 67 with humidity of 97%. It's supposed to be a high of 76 today with some rain and a low of 63.
Okay. And what's going on down under, Sean?
Well, we had a heat wave today. We had 17 degrees C with a low overnight of 11. Today we're headed up, I beg your pardon, Tuesday, tomorrow, we're headed for 16 degrees, 1 degree. Oh, thank you very much. We're headed for, tomorrow we're headed for 16 degrees with a low of 9, wet and windy.
So the rain hasn't really stopped yet?
The what?
The rain?
You mean the skies have been crying? Yes, they have.
That precipitation that falls from above.
Let me say the garden has been most grateful.
I'm sure it has. It's cold there. I'm sorry.
Freaking freezing.
You can keep it. Nick says, Jonesy, I'll watch the I Still Call Australia Home Qantas commercials without getting a tear in my eye. Definitely has a piece of my heart. Nick.
Thanks, mate.
Jonesy says, today we had 13C. Heat wave.
That's in Tasmania where he is.
We got rain, and more rain.
Yep. So Adelaide has been getting an unusual amount of weather, cold weather, and then we had the overflow. So that's why it was cold for us yesterday. But today we got some nice weather, and Tasmania got some of the leftovers from that Adelaide rush.
Gotcha. You can still keep it. Keep it all.
Yep. Thanks.
Right. Hey, look, you'll be rubbing it into me in another 4 months. So
I was trying to be nice, but I know that in 5 months or 4 months, when you've got that white stuff on the ground, yes.
I don't even want to be reminded. Not at all. Don't forget to hit the like button, share us out, subscribe, and if you're inclined, you want to donate to Kenny's channel or my channel or to the Down Under Cruisers, make sure that you do so. And if you want to help out the Down Under Cruisers, you can help the 2 QR codes that Sean is showing you right there. I'm also putting up the Helping Hands for Cruising .org link to the website, and please, we need contributions. We'll talk about it in a little while, but make sure that you guys go over there and visit the good folks at Helping Hands and give till it hurts, please.
Thank you, Jimmy.
You're welcome. Okay, let's see, what time is it? Oh, it's just about 6:30 in the a.m. So I think we should continue on doing what we do best, and let's do some history today.
Yep.
This Week in History.
This Week in History is brought to you by the good folks at helpinghandsforcruising.org. Make sure that you go over and check them out. Helping Hands, if you're not familiar, they are a charity organization that provides the dream cruise vacation of a lifetime for those that may not be as fortunate as us, or those who they may not think that they're physically capable to do it, but they really are, and we show them that they are able to do that. So go over to Helping Hands for Cruising. You can see it in the Chiron, like I said a minute ago, and check them out and make sure that you support this fantastic charity. Okay, what's happening on this day, July 22nd? We turn the hands of the Wayback Machine all the way back to the year 1456, where Hungarian forces led by János Hunyadi, including an untrained army of peasants, won one of the most remarkable victories in the history of Turkish wars, resisting the Ottoman Sultan Mehmed II's siege of Belgrade. In 1812, the Duke of Wellington defeated 40,000 Frenchmen in 40 minutes. My goodness, 1,000 Frenchmen a minute. At the Salamanca, Spain, during the Peninsular War. There you go. In 1923, Bob Dole, I'm Bob Dole, U.S. Senator from 68 to 96, Republican congressional leader, and his party candidate for presidency in 96, was born in Russell, Kansas. Happy birthday, heavenly birthday to Bob Dole. In 1923, American baseball player Walter Johnson became the first pitcher in the Major League Baseball to strike out 3,000 batters. His career record of 3,508 strikeouts stood until 1983. That's amazing. In 1933, American aviator Willie Post completed the first solo flight around the world. He covered 15,596 miles in 7 days, 18 hours, and 49 minutes.
Oh.
Imagine that. That's a long trip.
Sure
in a
is.
plane. In 1943, led by U.S. General George S. Patton, Allied forces took Palermo on the northwest corner of Sicily, giving them a strategic foothold from which to invade mainland Italy during World War II. I had a friend of mine that was actually a member of Patton's Third Army, and he actually landed on the beach in Normandy, liberated France, he liberated Italy, and he was there in Bastogne in the Battle of the Bulge. True American hero, good friend of mine, George. He's passed now, but God bless George and the rest of those, the greatest generation.
Those heroes.
Yep. In 1946, a violent Jewish right-wing underground movement in Palestine, the Ergen Zvi Leumi, blew up a wing of the King David Hotel in Jerusalem, killing 91 soldiers and civilians. 91 soldiers in a hotel? What's that about?
Yeah. The King David Hotel at that time was the headquarters for the British rulers at the time.
I see.
And so when they did some damage there, they did severe damage to the Brits, and that's what caused them to leave the country.
Gotcha. So the history within the history right there. In 1959, the sci-fi film Plan 9 from Outer Space, starring Bela Lugosi and directed by Ed Wood Jr., considered by some as the most inept director in film history, was released in American theaters. Described as the worst movie ever made, it became a cult classic. Have you seen that, Plan 9 from Outer Space, Sean?
No.
Yeah, it's hard to watch, but some people apparently like it. So, in 1992, Colombian drug trafficker Pablo Escobar escaped from police custody as he faced transfer from La Catedral, a luxurious prison that he had built, to a more secure facility. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at this because he escaped custody from a prison that he designed. Hello?
No freaking wonder. Seriously, why'd you go in there?
Okay. So they moved him to a more secure facility. He remained a fugitive until December 1993, when he was killed during a shootout with law enforcement. Oh my God. Military intelligence. Yeah. In 2011.
An oxymoron.
Right? Oh my Lord. In 2011, terrorist attacks on Oslo in the island of Utøya in Norway resulted in the death of 77 people. Anders Behring Breivik later confessed to the attacks. In 2013, Prince George Alexander Louis of Cambridge, the first child of Prince William, Duke of Cambridge, and Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge, was born in London. Happy birthday to Prince George Alexander Louis, who is probably, the heir to the throne? I think he is, right?
He is the heir to the throne.
After his dad. In 1977, Deng Xiaoping reinstated. After falling from favor during the Cultural Revolution, Deng Xiaoping returned to power on this day in 1977 after the Chinese Communist Party, better known as the CCP, reinstated all his former high posts, including that as vice premier. I wonder how that happened. No, we're just going to reinstate him because, somehow I woke up and my whole family was murdered. And
I know exactly how that happened.
Exactly. No, that's been today in history.
This week in history.
Scott, he says, dang. Xiaoping, that's what I say when I stub my toe.
A lot worse. Hey, I'm not going to bring that up right now.
Right? I like that, Scott.
Scott!
Oh, that's so funny. That's been your day in history. I still, the Escobar thing. Hey, you guys, why don't you put me in prison? It just happens to be a prison, a luxurious prison that I designed. Put me away. Lock me up.
By the way, lock me up in room 58.
Right.
You can throw away the key if you really want. I've got a spare right here.
It has to be room 58. That's the Escobar wing. Oh my good Lord. Hey, you can't make this stuff up. You cannot make
By
this
the way,
stuff.
make Luigi my
Joe?
butler.
Is Joe Hupp still with us? There's Joe. Hey, Joe.
Yep.
I got
There's
something
Joe.
for you, Joe. Joe, I got something for you. Wait, what does he say, baby? Whoop, that's me.
Just before, yeah.
Baby, lock them
lock the
doors and
door.
turn the lights down low. Turn back on. I just stubbed my freaking toe, right? I want to write a song called I Stepped on a Lego. What do you think? Will it be a hit?
Ooh. It'll be a pain in the toe.
Right, exactly.
Joe, you have a good night, mate. We'll catch up with you either tomorrow or Wednesday.
Bye, Joe. Too bad you don't want to stick around for this, Joe.
Best of luck, mate.
Sorry, Sean. I didn't mean to cut you off with that.
That's all right. I just know Joe had his first day at work today after a 2-week hiatus.
That's right. He's been on holiday.
Yep.
All right. Well, Joe, there you go. It's time to play Name That Notable, America's favorite game show. The game show where we put up a picture of a notable person and you get to guess who that person is for virtual cash and prizes. And the Ford man, aka Kenneth Oakes, our prize master, is waiting there in the wings to hand out an exorbitant amount of prizes today. So, are you ready, Kenny?
I am.
Are you ready, Sean?
Absolutely.
All right, this is the portion of the show. Name That Notable is going to be Name That Rocker, where we put up a picture of a rock and roller or musician. And you,
I hope Ricky's not involved in this one.
I know I thought of that after, but you get to guess who he is, all right, or she is. So get ready to name the first notable. Name up. See, I knew Joe would stay up. He says, "Let's go, let's go."
Hello, Tuber Chat.
Kevin is
Hey,
here.
Kevin.
Good morning, Kevin. It's good to see you. You're just in time for Name That Notable. And there we go. There is Joe. Wait, Joe, what a twat waffle of a day today was? Equipment not working, augers screwing up. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Joe.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
All right, well, here we go. Let's get ready to name
No.
our first rocker. Name this notable.
That's just like my boss.
Scott, who is that? Clem Cadiddlehopper? Clem Cadiddlehopper. She says, "Oh my God, Dwayne would ace this one." I bet he would for those folks who know music. He's a wealth of music trivia. That's perfect. Love it.
Have a good one, Hope Faith.
Jen says Bruce Springsteen, or she says Springsteen. Ryan Tannenbaum. Denise is saying hi to Kevin. She says Springsteen. Joe says, "I love my hometown." Sounds like Joe had a Monday playing catch up for 2 weeks worth, right? Exactly. Peace Journey says Bruce. Kenny, do you know who that is?
I have no idea. No.
Sean, did you know?
That's my boss,
It-
young Mr. Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, is it Bruce Springsteen? Why, yes, it is Bruce Springsteen. If you said Bruce Springsteen, you are 100% correct. Give yourself a round of applause. How many points for Bruce Springsteen, Kenny?
100,000 points.
100,000
Oh, it's
points.
cheap today. Okay.
If you're lucky enough to guess it, you are 100,000 points richer. All right, let's get ready to name the next notable. Who is that?
Oh my God.
Who is that?
I have no idea. But
That reminds me of my mother-in-law.
Is oh, good Lord. Oh man, and my mother-in-law. I can't top that one. I was going to say something, but I'm staying right the heck out of that. Aaron says D. Snyder. Eddie says Twisted Sister. Joe says Alice Cooper.
It's not Alice Cooper.
Brian says, "Jimmy, have you named the beast?" I have not yet, Brian. He's talking about the bike. I haven't given it a name yet. Scott says Twisted. Jen says D. Snyder. Good one, Joe. I agree. Denise says D. Snyder. Twisted Sister. Do you know who this is, Sean?
I think it's D. Snyder.
Ooh, we're not going to take it. Kenny, did you know who this clown was?
I have no idea. I don't even know if that's even a male or a female. Is that a male?
He doesn't, Kenny, he doesn't sing at your church, this guy? If you said, let's see, if you said D. Snyder, give yourselves a round of applause. Good job. How many points for D. Snyder, Kenny?
150,000 points.
150,000 points for D. Snyder. All right, let's get ready to name the next notable. Name this rock and roll notable. Whoa! I love that shirt. Absolutely love that shirt. That shirt would match my bike. Would match my bike. It really would. Who is this person here? These days, you might could book D for a special singing. You probably could, right? Or a congressional hearing.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Never heard of her. That's like my son goes, hey, Dad, look at this. I go, who the hell is that? He goes, oh, that's Billie Eilish. I'm like, oh, I never heard of him. I never heard of Billie Eilish. I don't know. Eddie says, Jimmy, is that me? I wish I had the waistline. Aaron says, Roger Daltrey. Jonesy knows. He says, who are you? Jen knows. She says, Roger. Eddie says, who? Denise says, burp, or be right back. Jonesy, hang on. That looks like Roger Daltrey, Joe says. Peter Juniper Galforny the third. You're right. And Joe says, Billie Eilish is a female. Right, Joe, that's the joke. Billie is her name. Billie being a boy's name. I never heard of him. Get it? All right. When you have to explain the joke, it's not that funny. Anybody else want to chime in with this? The guy with the fringe on his shirt and the tambourines. He's probably getting ready to break something at this point. But Joe's posting links. Anybody want to guess who this is? Sean, you know who this is, right?
Yep. He's one of my students. You know, he's always the casualty that I pick.
Yeah. If you said Roger Daltrey, you are 100% correct. And the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise, you're going to get to see an alter ego, or not an alter ego, but you're going to see some people that impersonate this gentleman. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And they are fantastic. Who's Who is what they're called. And you'll see them on the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise, November 29th through December 6th, 2025. Okay, let's get ready to name this next notable person. Who is this person? One of my most favorite guitar players of all on the planet. Does anybody know who this is? Sean, do you know who that is?
Actually, I don't.
Kenny, you don't either, do you?
Nope.
It's okay. Let's see, what does Aaron say? How did we know there would be a rock and roll cruise? Right. So the segue in there. I didn't plan it that way, but I saw an opportunity and I jumped at it.
Well, let me
go
say,
ahead,
Aaron, at least Jimmy thinks on his feet.
Hey, I do the best I can. Some
Correct.
days are better than others. Eddie is saying Randy Rhodes. Brian says, or Aaron says Randy Rhodes. Brian says 55 degrees Fahrenheit here in the North Woods of New Hampshire. Yeah, it gets colder there than it does here in the South. Sharon is saying, Joe, you're absolutely right. I love Bruce Springsteen. I'm thinking Alice Cooper, says Joe Hupp.
It's not Alice Cooper.
Brian is here, Jimmy. Chet says Randy Rhodes.
Randy
G'day,
Rhodes.
Chet.
I'm live now, Scott, says Sharon. Ozzy's best guitar player. The Ford man's in the house. And you sure about that, Sean? He didn't even have the live link this morning. Thinking on my feet. Yeah. Well, nobody else seems to know who this is. Only a couple of you. If you said Randy Rhodes, ding, 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 give yourselves a big hand. Randy Rhodes, he died in a helicopter crash. I'm sorry, he died in an airplane crash. Way too soon. One of the greatest guitar players on the planet. Hate to see that.
Which band did he play with?
He played with Ozzy Osbourne. He played on his
That's
first
right.
album. Diary of a Madman. Here we go, right here. Yep, masterpiece. Exactly. Aaron knows. So there you go. So Randy Rhoads, too bad. If you get it, if you don't know who Randy Rhoads is and you get a chance to hear some of his guitar playing, you'll see exactly what I mean. All right, let's yeah, well, Ozzy was in Black Sabbath, but Randy came after the fact. Why is this not moving? There we go. Some reason I can't shut the comments off. All right, let's get ready to name this next notable. Who is this notable person? Kenny, any idea who that is?
Chuck Berry.
Kenny he's very confident. Sean, did you know who that person is?
I do, but I'll let the chat go through.
Yeah, all right. Same thing. Helicopters are aircraft. They don't have fixed wings. They have rotary wings, right, Joe? Yeah, it was actually a plane crash. I think it was a plane crash. I don't know. It's early. I'm not so sure of myself anymore. Eddie says, I'm sorry, Aaron says Chuck Berry. Eddie says Chuck.
He does.
Scott says church. Eddie says about time, Kenny. Hey, he can get one.
I used to listen to him when he did Johnny Be Good and Run Rudolph and
Jonesy, Marty McFly. This is your cousin, Marvin Berry? I think I found the sound you're looking for. Love that movie. Jen says Chuck Berry. Aaron says, of course, Kenny would know Chuck. Old Pap kept the 50s alive on Victoria May Wallace's Karaoke Wednesday live streams.
Yeah. Yeah, me and Dad grew up listening to him, so that's how I knew.
Sharon, you need to move the cursor, that little red slider, move it forward to more in the future, because we already did Roger Daltrey. You're a little behind. Who is this? In fact, it is Chuck Berry. If you guys said Chuck Berry, you are 100% correct. How many points for Chuck Berry, Kenny?
250,000 points.
250,000. All right, let's get ready to name the next notable rocker. Who is this famous rocker?
That guy looks familiar, but I can't think of his name.
This guy right here is how do I put it? If it wasn't for the birth of this man, rock and roll music may be totally different today. Let me put it that way. All right, so let's go over to where Eddie is saying Les Paul. Aaron says Les Paul. Chet says Les Paul. Sharon is still in the past. Anybody else? Joe says, I'm going to say Les Paul, the man who had a Fender guitar named after him. That is not quite correct. Not quite correct. Sharon says Les Paul, musician, inventor, revolutionary. Exactly. Yep. Les Paul. Les Paul. If you said Les Paul, give yourselves a round of applause. You are 100% correct. How many points for Les Paul, Kenny?
350,000 points.
All right, Les Paul.
Now, wait a minute.
Go ahead, Sean.
You made a comment about Les Paul.
Mhm.
Okay, so give us the history.
So Les Paul, the guy was a probably for his time one of the greatest guitar players ever. Late 40s, early 50s. He had a group where they recorded. It was him and his wife. Mary Ford was her name. Les Paul and Mary Ford. They both played guitars, and they both played these guitars, these solid body guitars that Les Paul invented. And Gibson Guitar Company. There you go, Joe. It wasn't a Fender. It was a Gibson. Gibson Guitar Company. He struck up a deal with the Gibson Guitar Company, and they started to manufacture his solid body guitar, which became better known as the Gibson Les Paul, which is probably one of the most famous, most played electric solid body guitar on the planet. I'm gonna say that. Do I own one? Yes, I do. That is one like the Fender Stratocaster guitar. Those are the two guitars that most musicians want to own, and I actually have the opportunity to own both of them. So they're hanging on the wall right to my right.
Have
But
you
there you
played
go.
any of them?
I'm sorry, say again.
Have you played them?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah.
I
I've
just
I've-
wondered because
Right.
I
I've
was
performed
wondering
live with
about it.
both of those guitars as well. So, yeah, they are heavy guitars, solid body. The earlier Les Pauls were total solid body. Now they kind of route out the middle of them. I'm not sure why, but there you go. Little history on Les Paul and his guitar. All right, let's
Thank
get
you.
ready to name. You're welcome. Let's get ready to name the next notable. Name this notable. Who is this guy? British rocker. Look at that guitar he's holding. That is a Gibson Les Paul guitar.
What happened to Jimmy?
He got
I took off. I'm here. I wanted to show you this. That's my Gibson Les Paul guitar. I'm in you. You're in me. All right. Eddie says Peter Frampton. Aaron says Peter Frampton. Scott says Fuzzy Navel. Chet says Peter Frampton. Joe says Peter Frampton. Denise says Dwayne's favorite. Bye, Jimmy. Where did he go? He just, our host left in the middle of the show. All right. So everybody is saying Peter Frampton. Charles is here. Good morning, Charles. Thank you for coming in.
Good morning, Charles Morgan.
Now I'm singing Peter Frampton. Wow. Sorry. If you said Peter Frampton, you're 100% correct with Peter Frampton. How many points for Peter Frampton, Kenny?
450,000 points.
My goodness. 450,000 points.
The
All right, let's get
careful
ready to name
Kenny.
the next. Name this rocker, right? Name this one.
There's a limit to how much the bank can hold.
Is
I
that
know.
is that a male or a female?
Well, I would say, considering that the blouse is open wide and there's
Well, let
really
me put it this
nothing going
way.
on there.
The
Probably
neck
a guy,
the neck is very straight.
right? Does anybody know who this is? So Eddie says from Led Zeppelin. This guy right here is by far one of my most favorite guitar players ever as well. It's probably why I put him in the lineup. But Eddie says from Led Zeppelin. Aaron says, and again, while we're on the subject of Les Pauls, Jimmy Page. He says Jimmy Page. Mark from Corner Clubhouse Cobalt is here. Good morning, Mark. And he says Page. Chet says Richie Blackmore. Ooh, that's a good answer, Richie Blackmore. That guitar right there, I'm going to guess, is either a 58 or a 57, 59 Les Paul, somewhere in there. It's probably worth about $20,000. Of course, another Jimmy. Anybody else want to give a guess? Sean, do you know who this is?
No.
You don't. And Kenny,
No.
you don't.
Mm-mm.
All right. So this is this guitar player. He's a Brit. He started when he was very young, and I mean young, like 12, maybe even younger than that. He had one of his first gigs. He was on British television, almost in a way, kind of like the Bee Gees. He started out young as a guitar player. He later on went to join the Yardbirds. And then he may have done a stint in the New Yardbirds, but after the Yardbirds, he formed a new band, and he found this singer named Robert Plant, and they formed a band called Led Zeppelin. This happens to be Jimmy Page. So if you said Jimmy Page, you're 100% correct. One of my most favorite guitar players ever. All right, let's get ready to name the. Oh, how many points for Jimmy Page, Kenny?
500,000 points.
500,000. My goodness. All right, let's get ready to name the next notable. Who is this notable? We got a couple more, so we'll lumber through this.
We got 4 minutes left, Jimmy.
Yeah. Aaron says, thank you, Sean. 20 grand, give or take. That's for the guitar. Yeah. Anybody know who this is? We're going to zip through it. What's the song? Your Body's a Wonderland. That's right. He did team up with Paul Rogers and had the firm. Aaron says, John Mayer. That's right. He's playing the Fender Stratocaster. All right. Anybody know John Mayer? This is, in fact, John Mayer. Give yourselves a round of applause. How many points for John Mayer, Kenny?
550,000 points.
550,000. And I think we may have one more. Name this rocker. I actually saw this band at the Boston Garden in 1983, I think.
Is that little Jimmy Dickens?
Little Jimmy Dickens. I think Jimmy Dickens would probably be pretty happy that you remembered his name, but that is not Little Jimmy Dickens.
Oh, okay.
This guy was in a trio. He played in a trio. They're from Texas.
If it's not
Aaron
Little
said-
Jimmy Dickens, then maybe it's Big Jimmy Dickens.
Could be. Or Big Billy Gibbons. Aaron says Billy Gibbons.
Yeah.
Charles says ZZ Top. Chet says Billy Gibbons, ZZ Top. Joe says, nope, Jimmy Dickens. Little Jimmy Dickens is country. Bad and nationwide. 'Cause I'm bad. I'm nationwide. Billy Gibbons, ZZ Top. All right, I can't stump you guys. If you said Billy Gibbons and ZZ Top, I'll take both of those. Congratulations. There you go. Give yourselves a big hand. That has been Name That Notable. Thank you so much, everybody, for playing our game today. We got to get out of here. It is Monday, and I have to try to work on time. So thank you guys for coming in. A little snafu with where you could find me, but we had
we found you.
Yep. Thank you for that. Kenny, thanks as always for joining me in the morning. I hope you had a good weekend. Same with you, Sean. I know you worked all weekend, so I'm not going to say you had a good one, but at least. Well,
let's say I've discovered I've got new muscles.
Sean was actually being trained so that he can mold young minds in the future. So good for you, buddy. Appreciate you. All right, so that's going to do it for us. Don't forget PMA. Positive mental attitude will change your day. Please believe me when I tell you that I am living proof that it works. Just trust me, I am. Don't forget to make a difference in somebody's day today. Everybody has a story. Sometimes the stories aren't so good. All you need to do is make eye contact, smile at somebody, say a kind word, shake their hand, give them a hug if they're so inclined. You can certainly make somebody's day better. Like I said, we always all of us have a story, and sometimes we just don't know. With that said, recognize and thank a first responder. If you see them today, the men and ladies of the police department, the fire department, our EMS and healthcare workers, and of course, our nurses. We love our nurses. They make doctors look good. So make sure you thank them today. They work selflessly, make sure that we're healthy and we're in good spirits. So, because some of those doctors work on that. So,
Denise, thank you.
Thank you, Denise. We love you, Denise. Denise.
Denise. Hello, Denise.
Don't forget our veterans. Last but not least, if you see our veterans, You see the men and ladies of the armed forces, wherever they are in the free world. Those people have selflessly put their lives on the line to protect ours, to protect our liberties and freedoms, to protect that right there, my flag, your flag, and Sean, depending on what country you're from, your flag as well. Be proud of your flag. It's definitely worth more than the cloth it's printed on. And these folks are out there protecting that, which it's an idea. It's a thought. They're protecting our liberties, our freedoms, and our free way of life. So God bless those veterans. God bless my flag. God bless your flag. God bless America. God bless all of you in the chat. And God bless you, Kenny and Sean.
Thank you.
Sorry, helping Kenny to the what?
Kenny to the bath. Kenny, is Denise at your house? Hey, Brian, you're a little behind.
Oh Lord!
Granny, not Kenny.
I was gonna say I don't need no help.
But who says it's you, Kenny? It
That's
could be
right.
another Kenny.
That could be. Oh Lord. All right. Hey, Sean, what do you got going on? Anything?
HH will see tomorrow night, hopefully. And then on Tuesday, I'm mixing up with this guy called Jimmy from the Astute Tourist, I believe.
Yeah, that's in fact correct. How about you, Kenny? Got anything going on between now and Wednesday?
I might go live tonight. I'm not sure, but
Well, we'll keep an eye open around the channels.
You used to be indecisive, but now you're not so sure, right?
Exactly.
yeah.
I do have a rim shot in there somewhere, but I'm not going to look for it. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us. Kenny, what do we say?
The Lord willing and the creek don't rise. We'll do it all over again Wednesday morning, 6 a.m.
Yes, we will. Thank you guys for joining us all. We appreciate you. Let's head over to see Eddie Lugo after this. We'll give him a big Astute raid. Appreciate you guys for coming. Sean, thank you. Appreciate you.
Pleasure, mate. Oh, sorry, wrong way. Pleasure,
That's all
mate.
right. I know I always try to go. You have to go the opposite direction. So, and Kenny, I'm looking at you down there. How are you, buddy? Thank you for coming in.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
See ya.
All right, guys. I want to wish everybody peace and love on behalf of Sean and Kenny. I'm Jimmy, your Astute Tourist. Thank you. We will see you Wednesday morning, 6 a.m. Hump Day. Bye-bye.